slowly, slowly, we will climb up to the pilgrim road until we will reach the Jewish temple. Amazing, isn't it? Now, the water came from the valleys here, and mostly from the Hazaka tunnel. When I was here, before they actually started to excavate here, I was standing that level. See the wall? There is a door somewhere. You see the door? Then I was standing next to the door. You can see what's happened from 2022 until now. And the pavement, that you can see, it's totally from the time of King Herod. Until 2002, the Siloam, pool of Siloam was right there. Some of you might recognize it. And you can see the pool of Siloam. Now, that is from the 5th century, my friend. That pool, which you can see that it used to be bigger than that, that used to be part of the church from the 5th century. And I want you to understand it because I have a lot of Christians followers. It's actually mentioned in the book of John. You can see the aqueduct that goes all the way to the pool. Then in that case, it was John chapter 9, when Jesus found someone. He was on the way. He wasn't here at the pool of Siloam. He was on the way, and he told a blind man, maybe a beggar, do you want to see? And the beggar said, of course I want to see. And the beggar was blind from birth. He touched a little bit of dirt, put it in his eyes. It reminds me that the story of Adam and Eve, and lucky he actually saw Jerusalem for the first time. This is an amazing story. It actually shows you that Jesus is the light. And this is for the Christian friend of mine. And soon we will see a little bit of the church from the 5th century. And that's why the church is not at the pool of Siloam, because he was on the way, maybe to the pool, maybe to the temple. But the beggar, the blind man, was actually told by Jesus to go to the pool and to purify himself. The light. I am the light, he said. The pilgrim roads actually start from here. If you've been with me like 7 years ago, we usually started from there, and then we went through the drainage path. Now, the beginning of the road was wide. It's like a marathon race. Everyone goes together, and then slowly, the people like me, walking slowly. The children are running fast into it. The Mishnah actually tells us that children that can walk all the way up from here to the temple, they can actually be part of. They can do all the musts, all the mitzvahs that every Jew is supposed to do. Let me show you until where it reached.
I really don't want to hold it.
Here it is. Remember, the pool is behind us, and the street is 30 meters wide, and slowly, you can see that something happening. Now, the road of today that we will walk is all the way up until the Temple Mount, but what we believe now is that somewhere it took right and reached the main entrance of the temple, the 3 block arches that you see there. Then we are leaving now the pool of Siloam, and we are starting the pilgrims road. You can see shops from ancient time. The goats are from 2000. I'm kidding. And one thing that I study right now is that shop was curved, and mainly because that is the main entrance to the pilgrims road or the end of it, and now people needs to drink, people needs to eat. You can see the stairs. One of them is short, one of them is wide. We are not sure why, but usually when you are walking the stairs, you're looking at the stairs and not at the view. And now you can actually look at the view because you do have time for that. זה מלוכלך.
אפשר לראות.
מי שבר את זה?
לא, זה בכוונה, כאילו לדמות את
המים
שמנפצים את ה...
All right then. Remember the second temple time, the Jews at 70 AD had to run away from the Romans who destroyed the city. Some of them used the drainage canal. And what we find here is evidence of the destruction of the Romans. And more than that, here you cannot see it now, vases that never broke. I mean, it's like one piece of vase. And what the Romans did, they just set it on fire. And the people had to run away because of the smoke. Then we are walking and walking up. We are now pilgrims. Remember the difference between the September video and now, it's that they open it to the public now. Then we can do that. And then, as we believe, remember we saw the pool of Siloam, the Christian, the 5th century one. Then here you can see one of the apses of the church. Maybe a crypt, maybe something was buried there. This is really amazing. Remember, he was on the way. He wasn't there. So many evidence here, and it's only the beginning. I'm sure that they will look at. There are so many questions. Is that a path or what? Did we find it here? We did. Then a lot of question marks, but this is the beauty. I'm sure that when you will arrive back to Israel, and we will do that tour together, or not, we will have more information about it. By the way, I do have more than almost 22,000 videos on my YouTube, and I'm sure that most of you already subscribed, and if not, please do that. Now, this is the end of the church, and the mosque that used to be here above it, the mosque still exists. And remember that when we started to walk, it was a wide road, and you can see the beginning of that road. It's narrower now than the road that it used to be. The stones are original here. What we found here is a hash that was burned down. Remember 70 AD, that place been burned down by the Romans. Roman houses were built later on, right here. And the question, who built it? Well, I believe that from the Hashmonite time, that place was here. But the place as we see it today, question marks. We found the evidence that Pontius Pilate built it, and maybe King Herod. See the drainage canal beneath us? It's so nice to be here, isn't it? You can actually, remember we started like that, and slowly we reached here. That's the Roman buildings, as I believe.
זה אחד רק ששמנו עליו. זכות של מחצית השקל, כל מי שמגיע לירושלים שם חצי שקל, זה בעצם הדרך לממן את
When a Jew came to visit the temple, he had to pay half a shekel. Guess what? It's a coin. It's a coin. It's so nice to be here alone. Georgine, I'm dedicated that video to you because you actually begged me to visit it when you will be here, and we are going to visit it. Betty, you know that I'm doing it. In that area, first you can see the edge of the sidewalk, and if you will turn to here, you can see that there's more. There's another part of the street. Maybe that's where the street started to go to the east toward the main entrance of the temple. Another reason why there are stairs which are a little bit wide and then less, and that it sounds very logic. If we're using donkeys here, horses, it's difficult for them to walk on the stairs. They need a big space of it. And of course, shops to the right. As I believe in the future, it will be the road will be just like that part, although I don't like it because it's too touristy. For example, here, there's a big question. The shops were here, or houses, and there is a water system beneath it. Maybe every house or every shop needed to have their own water system. When they dug here, it took them like they could do that only a meter a month, because it's very difficult to excavate here. Above us today, you can find houses. Before that, they dug a meter a week. The water system, the drainage system, is just beneath us. It's so nice to be here alone, isn't it? But if you watch my videos about that street, you saw the podium. According to what now I know, they found here a burned palm tree right here. And the podium, we don't know what it used for, but look what's happened here. It looks like a small mikveh, a water system. I'm not sure that we know about it. And what the podium is here, why the podium is here, maybe to announce the Shabbat is entering now, or maybe lost and found, or maybe a policeman will say, "Oh, there's a horse on the way." Whatever you will choose, you can use it now. This is the excavation area. We are somewhere here, on the way to the temple. The tour, as you remember, actually began here. That it's so new that the bins actually just arrived here. Yeah, historical fact. Then just show you a little bit of the drainage. And here we found so many evidence of the past. We found a bell, a golden bell that was used by the high priest. The high priest used to purify his body before for Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement. And he walked up with so many rings that people won't touch him. He's pure. Don't touch me. And that is part of the way that the Jews ran away after the destruction of the temple. Now, sadly, we didn't find the stairs here, or they didn't build it, or it was stolen by people who actually lived in that area. But at least now it looks better. Remember, When I walked here lately, it doesn't look so well. It was a little bit dangerous. Now it's beautiful to see how they excavated here. Now you can see pottery from the Second Temple time. Now I'm kidding. It's for tourists, but that's how it used to work. Oxygen. There is a special pipeline for oxygen. It was difficult to excavate here. It's all right. Remember the drainage system? We are above it. Now, some people say that there wasn't any street here. King Herod, when he built the Temple Mount, he destroyed the valley. Then he had to build a drainage canal. Then the road, the real road, was there to the right of it. Some said, oh, no, it was a regular road. Then people stole the stones, or they didn't build stones here. So many questions. And that's the fun thing in history, because we will find more solution, more evidence later on. I'm actually walking on the drainage system, a drainage canal, and you can see it in front of you. This is beautiful. Did you subscribe to my YouTube channel? What about my Facebook? What about my Instagram? And now TikTok. And this is the new part. The exit will be amazing. And that part, I didn't take a video of it. Then this is new for you. New for me. Roman buildings were here, and Ottoman. Yeah, an Ottoman building is right there. There's a house above us. Then above us was a Turkish Ottoman house, and he knew that the drainage canal was beneath it. Then they built a kind of pipeline for number 2 and number 1. That it went all the way to the drainage canal. Now, when the excavator came to here, there was a wall here, and they broke the wall, and they found above us there were Roman houses. What they believe is that it used to be a kind of a koi pool, and the clay that you see there was for the fish to, I don't know, to leave or to have their babies, but it's a nice idea. It's a nice idea, but you can see the plaster for sure. That lady actually mentioned maybe it was a Roman bath. Can be. Oh, mosaic floor. Poof. Yeah, beautiful mosaic floor. Do we know from what time it was? Because it can be a Jewish one, for sure. Yeah, there's no figures. Yeah. Then, if there is a mosaic floor here, it means that it might be owned by a very famous or rich house. And then maybe that wasn't the original Pilgrims Road. And remember, there is another theory that it actually went to the right. Water, the Greenwich Canal is beneath us. Remember, if you climb with me through the drainage canal, it was here, guys. If you reach that point and you want to see the video of the drainage canal, just write, please add the drainage, or send me the link for the drainage canal of Dal City, and I will do that. I'm so happy that you forced me to actually visit it, mainly because there are new things here, new finds. It's not easy to walk for people who cannot walk a lot. If you're afraid of small places, that is another problem. What's that? There's so many question marks here.
זה נראה כמו טבול.
It might be an oven, it might be. You can see here columns. That is almost for sure from Second Temple time, or at least Roman. See that they're building it part by part. It's not like one monolith column. And now it's the most important part of the tour, or the surprising part of the tour. Then don't go away. Stay with me. Yeah, we're leaving the city of David and entering now to another museum. And as you can see, you need to pay money for that museum. I need to see everything. We just left the city of David, and now we are above us is the wall from 15th century, the wall of the old city of today. And now we just entered to the old city, and this is not the main surprise. Not yet. Oh, this is new for me. First of all, we entered to the Davidson Museum, and according to what the guide said, that is part of a Christian Byzantine church wall. I will look for more evidence. And you are going to be surprised. I know that the 10th League, the Roman League, was here. I didn't know about churches here, but you know, every day I'm studying new things. Excavating in process. Guys, we reached to the corner of the Temple Mount. Western wall, southern wall. Worth it, isn't it? Then if I'm here, then let's talk about it. First of all, you can see here all right, let's start with that. You can see the remains of the street and why it doesn't look so flat. We will talk about it soon. It used to be like that. It was built by King Herod or later on by his children. We are not sure. There's so many theories now. But that was a bridge to the temple. Can you see the floating stone? That was part of the bridge. It was it was that part. And it's called Robinson Arch. found by Robinson. And why it's not flat? Look at that. Can you see the stones there? That temple been destroyed by the Romans at 70 AD, and they just destroyed, and the stones that fell to here destroyed the road. Here you can see that it's more or less flat. Another important thing is that stone, which is only, that part is only a replica. The original one is at the Jewish temple, at the Israeli Museum. And what we find here is to the place of trumpeting 2. Lebet at Kia. And what we actually we know, it's actually, we don't believe, we know that before Shabbat and before holidays, they used to use their trumpet and say, "Oh, it's Shabbat, close all the shops and go to the synagogue," for example. Shops, my friends, shops. Now, if you're Christian, remember that Jesus entered to the Jerusalem and so many salesmen next to the temple, next to the house of God, and he put them away. Maybe that was the shop. Now, the shop is very small, mainly because most of the products were outside. And look at the arches around the shops as well. Let's look a little bit of the, let's look at the destruction. It's amazing to see it, isn't it? Been destroyed by the 10th League, Roman League, the 10th League. And in the lower part, for example, here you can see the hash, reminder from the destruction of the temple. Tididim, tadadam, tididim. Guys, that was a long video of the Pilgrim's Road. You asked me to do that, and here you are, you can. Now, if you reach that point, it means that you are better than others. And look at that. Look at the like button. First of all, use it. Secondly, next to it, there's a shape of a heart. It's called super thanks. You can help me survive because there's no work. I'm not working because of the war. And if you're talking about the war, I don't know what will happen soon with Iran. Mr. Trump is now kind of make a siege around Iran. And I hope that he will set free the people of Iran. A lot of them are my friends. At the description, you will find more information about that place. And you will find 2 more links of Buy Me a Coffee and PayPal. If you can help me by that, I will be more than happy. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.